Hey guys, and welcome to MGC's Top 10 Comedy Movies. This is a list of my favorite comedy movies of all time. Now there's a lot of comedy movies out there, my list can tend to change here and there, but let's not worry about that. Now before I start with number 10, I want to show you guys all the movies that just fell short of being on my list but are still among my favorites. Number 10. Alright, let's start this off with the movie Waiting. Coming out in 2005 is a fun, raunchy comedy starring Ryan Reynolds as Monty.
How's my favorite minor doing today?
I'm only a minor for another week.
Good answer.
This movie is great. If you've worked in the restaurant business, then this movie's even funnier.
Ask you something. How hard is your job? How intelligent do you have to be to take a food order?
I apologize. I'm gonna get this fixed for you right away.
We have our first official biatch of the day.
There's a lot of quotable scenes and this funny game that they play with each other in the movie. You just gotta watch it and you'll know what I mean. If you guys like funny raunchy comedies about working in the restaurant industry, then you guys would definitely enjoy this movie. I know I sure enjoyed it. Number 9. Super Troopers is a great cop comedy movie. Coming out in 2001, we get a bunch of awesome characters like Rabbit Thorny, Mac, and Farva. This movie had me cracking up with the great meow scene.
Alright, meow, where were we?
I'm sorry, are you saying meow?
Am I saying meow?
And a lot of other scenes that will just have you laughing out loud. This movie might not be a big Hollywood movie, but I think it still holds up to the rest of them. And speaking of Super Troopers, they are coming out with the new Super Troopers 2, which they have an Indiegogo helping people donate to get the movie released. Super Troopers 2 on Indiegogo actually raised $4 million to get the next movie made, which is awesome. I cannot wait to see the new movie. Number 8. Step Brothers is a hilarious movie coming out in 2008 starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. They make a really good comedy duo in this movie, and I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell movies. There are a few that are a little bit iffy.
Wait, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
But this movie definitely holds up and it is really funny. This movie has a ton of hilarious and funny scenes in it.
House is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
This movie will have you cracking up with all the dirty and funny jokes it has, and just, it's a great watch. Definitely check it out. Number 7. Zoolander. Let's talk about this movie. Sorry, that was my magnum. The first time I watched this movie was in my cousin's room, and it was hilarious to me. I watched it a couple years later, and it still held up, and to this day, I still love this movie. It's just such a great movie. Coming out in 2001, starring Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Ben Stiller does an amazing job playing Derek Zoolander. Like, he was made for this role.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
And the scene with Owen Wilson where he does the walk-off is just a great scene. I love how he can't turn left and all the other funny scenes that we get. And just how stupid Zoolander can be.
What is this?
A center for ants?
What?
How can we be expected to teach children to learn how to read if they can't even fit inside the building?
This movie is just all around funny and stupid and is just one of Ben Stiller's best movies. Number 6. Dumb and Dumber is a laugh-out-loud movie coming out in 1994 and starring one of my favorite comedy actors, Jim Carrey, along with Jeff Daniels. This movie is just a roller coaster of just idiotic hilariousness. It was so hard for me to pick one of Jim Carrey's movies for this list because there's a lot of really good ones. But I feel like this movie portrays him really well. You get to see his hilarious acting at his best and his comedy timing and all his hilarious facial animations are just great in this movie. And everyone knows this scene.
Hey, wanna hear the most annoying sound in the world?
If you haven't seen this movie, you really need to check it out. It's one of Jim Carrey's best. Number 5. Happy Gilmore. Coming out in 1996, Adam Sandler came out with this hilarious gem. Just like Jim Carrey, it was really hard for me to pick just one of his movies. There's so many good ones like Waterboy, Billy Madison, and so on. This movie has him playing Happy Gilmore, who used to be a hockey player, and then some stuff happens in the movie and he starts playing golf, and it's just hilarious movie. Jam-packed with all of Adam Sandler's great acting quips.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
And funny one-liners will have you laughing so much at this movie. This movie is great and one of Adam Sandler's best. Definitely check it out. Number 4. Anchorman. Coming out in 2004, starring Will Ferrell, Christina Applegate, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, and David Koechner. This movie is just an all-around crazy, awesome movie.
I love scotch. I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch, scotch.
I personally think this is one of Will Ferrell's best movies. When this movie came out, me and my friends were quoting so many lines from this movie.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
This movie's just great. All the actors have great characters with all amazing funny scenes. I love this movie.
I love lamp.
This is a must watch.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Number 3. Spaceballs, coming out in 1987, starring the great Rick Moranis. You know him from some great movies like Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves and Honey, We Shrunk the Kids. This movie, as you can clearly tell, is a Star Wars spoof.
Prepare to die. You have the ring. And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
But let me tell you what, this movie is hilarious. So funny, with an amazing scene with Michael Winslow.
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Which made me love doing sound effects with my voice and other funny noises with my friends and family. This movie has so many great scenes that will make you laughing so much and is definitely worth the watch. This is a great spoof comedy and you gotta watch this. Number 2. 22 Jump Street, coming out in 2014 and the newest on my list, starring Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. I mean, really, I could have just put 21 and 22 Jump Street on the spot because they're both just darn right funny. Channing Tatum definitely surprised me with how funny he can be with this franchise, and everybody knows this funny scene.
My name is Jeff. It's Hefe, man.
And just all the scenes with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are just so great. I think they're coming up as one of the best comedy duos what we've seen. Kind of like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, Key and Peele, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, Seth Rogen and James Franco, and many more. This movie is just so hilarious. I remember watching it and could not control my laughing. Like, I was laughing way too much at this movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch 21 and 22 Jump Street. They're just both hilarious movies.
Jump Street. And we're about to jump in your ass.
Mm-hmm. Right in the crack.
Number 1. And number 1 is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Now, if you know me, this is my favorite comedy movie of all time. Coming out in 1975 and the oldest on my list, but the funniest, starring a great cast including John Cleese and company. This movie is hands down the funniest movie I've ever seen.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Is there someone else up there we could talk to?
No, now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
I've seen this movie so many times I can't even count, and I can quote the whole thing while watching it. This movie has so many great scenes like the Black Knight scene.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Well, what's that then? I've heard worse. You liar. Come on, you pansy.
Holy hand grenade scene. We are the knights who say me. I really can't think of anything bad about this film. This shows British comedy at its best, and this will just have you laughing and smiling the whole time. This movie is definitely a worth watch. My favorite movie. This is why Monty Python is number 1 of my top 10 comedy movies. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed my list Leave a comment down below what your top 10 list is. I'm really looking forward to read all your guys' comments and hearing what you guys think of my list and also what you guys enjoy. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And thanks for watching.